Hey, yo, how's
Macarena.
life go?
Good afternoon, everybody. It is time for a monthly live stream.
Started.
We're going. We're
What are you
live right
doing?
now.
Oh,
Are we really live?
We're
that
really
was our
live.
intro. Great
Did
intro.
I just intro our live?
No, it wasn't with your intro. It was when I said good afternoon, everybody. That's when we went live.
Okay, I don't know when that was.
Yeah, no one was really paying attention. That's awesome.
I know. That's the issue here, huh?
How's that
Well, I
there
mean, if
weather?
you had told us that you were going to start it immediately when you joined, then it would have been different.
We
but,
said we were
like, you
going to
didn't
go
do
and start
that.
recording. All right.
How about that there weather?
No, you
everybody?
didn't. You didn't say that we were going to start recording when we joined. That was never a thing that you mentioned. You never mentioned that once. Not
Hey,
once.
guys,
I never heard that.
welcome
Did he
to
mention that, guys?
TTV live.
Nah, he never told us when he started.
Yeah,
it.
you never told us.
Asked. So guys,
We said it would start by
how's the
5.
weather?
It's starting at 5.
How's
It's
the
5
weather?
o'clock. Look at the
When have
time.
we ever
How's it
started
going?
at exactly the time that we were going to start?
Just now, when we
Start.
started exactly on time. That was when it
one
happened.
time. The
Hey everybody,
one time.
welcome to TTV Talks, where we from the TTV cast sit down and
Where we
we talk
talk.
about a topic or situation.
Funnily enough,
or
it's the show
things.
where TTV talks.
I know, really crazy,
You're
right?
lying to me.
You're lying, Morgan.
Today we have a full cast.
Not
What do you mean not you? You're here.
If you're not going to be in it, why are you talking?
Why are you talking if you're not going to be in this thing at all?
You baffled me.
Why
Are we
do you do
actually
this?
live?
Yes.
Oh, come
Why do you
on.
not believe all of the people here? Lying to me.
Cause y'all
lying,
make
Morgan.
jokes and stuff.
Today.
We all
That
make
was
jokes.
the conversation we
wonder if
had
you
for the
were a
past 3
joke.
minutes was how that we are currently live.
Did you
Purple,
guys
I'm
know
steady.
that half of human DNA is shared with a banana?
I always knew I was a banana deep down.
I mean,
That
you're
was purple. I know, I've
50%
said it
banana.
before. Never change.
So does that mean that you can peel a human?
Oh, someone already made that joke in our live studio audience. Speaking of which, shout out.
Space, man.
Who did it? Who did it? Who made that joke?
Wadden.
It's all about personal space.
Freaking Wadden, dude! What the heck?
Dude, he keeps doing this, man.
Wadden's
If you
on
were
fire.
were a part of our Patreon live studio audience by going to patreon.com/TTV channel and donating, you would know.
Okay, new rule: live studio audience isn't allowed to joke because it's taking away my jokes, and I don't want
Nice.
them to joke anymore.
So guys, That's very what are impressive. we gonna talk about today?
Signing the executive orders. We are going to talk about. First, we're going to introduce the cast because we never actually got to do that because Purple derailed that. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Varder,
I'm Messnick. I'm LJ.
why?
LG.
You could have said you're LG.
I'm
Purple, go away!
Go stay. Stay purple.
Okay.
Who's next?
It's Ven. Ven's next.
I already said it.
Listen. We're derailing so far off
All right,
topic.
fine. I'll say it again.
Say it again.
I'm-
Thank you. This is why I should just introduce. I should do the thing I did last time. I should introduce everyone.
No, you
Let's
should.
keep going.
that is, no.
No, that's
Because then nobody knows.
There's
That's
no
the
visual.
problem. It's like,
Yeah, it's
that's
like
more-
that only
They do have the
works-
visual cue. Our freaking bubbles pop up whenever we're talking.
Yes, but if you introduce us, then nobody knows who's talking.
They can look at. No, listen. Our circles pop up. Have you not seen it? How? Okay.
This is incredible. You're driving people away.
If you disagreed with me, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
remember the last time someone disagreed with Kahi? We spent 6
Agreeing
hours
with you
on our
is
legs.
a bad idea for life.
Dude, I am really impressed with the control that you have over this stream right now. It's awesome, man. You are
What
like
control?
I can't do anything if you guys are going off doing your own freaking sing along.
This guy.
Freaking karaoke night at TTV, alright?
Besides, who said that you could intro this?
Are you an owl now? Who?
Oh, you're still here, Purple.
Why
Stay. You're not.
Listen, if you want to be here, you can be here. I just don't know what you're going to talk about because today we are talking about jobs.
Hey,
not? Hire me.
Jobs is a visionary.
nice
Yeah,
job,
I mean,
man.
I met him once. He gave me candy.
That was a pretty good transition that you did there, man. I like it.
No, it wasn't. That was
Yeah, it was. No, but when he went from like the chaos to the actual, hey, we're talking about jobs today. That was good. It was good.
Thank
It
you.
was a good segue until it was pointed out and made, contrived.
Who are you?
Maybe maybe I'll just start right-click muting people, and then we can get this on track.
Savage.
But then they
There
wouldn't
you
know that they're right-click muted, so then they would like.
Yeah,
it would-
that'd make it
Continue to
funnier.
talk and not actually do
Right-click
anything.
muting.
Yeah,
Exactly.
when you unmute it and
That's a great way of getting
So
control.
we should
Yeah,
mute Kahi
not.
then.
The mask
seems
of
like-
control forces control.
Listen, as long as everyone plays
Listen.
nice, we can do it. The last episode, it was Ven, it was Sam, it was Flef,
I
it was
think
people
you're
that
a
listened to
bully.
me. And it went great. And now we have
Hey.
you guys. I don't know what you
Hey,
guys do.
Kahi, what are
Now we
talking
have
about?
entertainment.
Speaking of what you guys do, what do you guys do for your jobs?
You know what we do. Why are you asking us this?
So the audience can know.
Can know.
Well, you're doing a freaking show here. Good grief.
You work with us. Don't
In
ask
this-
dumb questions.
In this
What is-
instance, LJ
hold
forgot where he was.
Hold up, what is this?
I
thing?
thought that was actually meant to be.
What the heck
you know,
is this in Bro Peaky posted? A burger stuffed with Reese's peanut butter cup.
Not
What
serious.
Dude,
the
that's so
heck?
gross.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'm sure
I've
it's on
seen
topic.
Dude, I bet whoever got paid to make that sandwich has an
Whose
interesting
job was it to make that?
His job.
Whose job is
Yeah, it's
this?
like-
It probably wasn't okay. Let's be honest. It probably wasn't someone's job. It was probably someone who was on drugs and said,
I would just like to
dude,
point out that Bro
let's put
Pinky
peanut
earlier
butter cups
posted
in
a
the
Halo
burger.
set that has 2,281 pieces, and you can get it at retail for like $150.
Must be an interesting job to stock that on retail shelves.
$150
Real
for
quick,
over 2,000 pieces. Step it up, Lego.
And you know
Anyway,
how you can pay for that set? By having a
very
job.
carefully.
how many jobs have you guys had overall?
What I'm getting at
hold
here
on a
is that
second.
No.
probably should have waited before we went
Does
live.
volunteer work count?
No.
No.
Okay.
You have to receive a paycheck or like money for it regularly. And no,
Oh,
how
so
about
it
say
could be
this?
under the
It's some no. It was something that you got paid for, and you had to put it out on your taxes. Like you had to put your employee information. You filled it out for your taxes. That's what we're
So
gonna
do
do.
commissions not count?
Commissions do not count. You don't pay
So
taxes.
look
on
where
those.
my job
I think
though.
about you counts.
I've had 3 jobs in total, if that's the instance.
I
With
think
one
I'm
of them
at
Steve.
4.
Okay. Well. Okay. Hold
No,
up.
5.
Was the irrigation job under the table?
I'm
he's
not
talking
counting the
about the
irrigation
boxes.
job.
Oh, okay. The
'Cause it was
boxes.
under the table.
The
Rest in
boxes.
peace,
The...
Waspix encounters. That's what I like.
Actually, I
the-
thought the boxes was under the table too.
No, it was not on the table. I got paid.
Boxes gotta sit on the table. You gotta stack them up.
I was given a check every 2 weeks, and it was awful.
Right, but were you given a 10? Like, did you have to fill out the 1040?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Yeah,
It was-
that counts.
on the table.
1040. It's actually 507.
All right. Can you just not?
Why are you here?
Why?
Most
What
of
are you
the
doing
job.
here?
So-
you're
I was on your side. I'm trying to bat for you, but you're making it really hard right now.
We're not even playing baseball.
That's how hard it is to bat for her. All right. You've
Why
had
are
3
you
jobs.
trying to bat? Take your bat and go somewhere else.
Yeah, get out of here, Batman.
Bro Peaky's epic comment. 1040 means stupid in Maori.
All right.
That's a TTV.
Now, so how many jobs have you had in your
Like,
in your
relatively new to the
career?
job scene. Currently, it's probably like
Talked over you. I just completely talked over your question.
How many jobs have you had, Meso?
relatively new. I've had 2, but I'm because currently 4 people in TTV work at the same job, and I'm one of them. I'm
Okay.
one of the
All
4.
right. You're one of the 4.
It is a call
So
taker.
when do I get a job there?
I mean,
We've
we've all
You get some
We
skills and
offered.
apply.
we have offered you so many different times, and you were like, I don't want to do the job you guys.
That's because I always hear you guys talking about how much you like.
it's a
I
good
don't know,
job.
the inconveniences and
Hey, you
such,
guys
and
always-
That's gonna be
Sound
any
like the
job.
worst.
though.
Any job ever has
Listen,
inconveniences and downsides.
And-
All
and-
things considered, I am very happy with.
Listen. We talk about this job as well. Honestly, it's a pretty great gig. Well, let's be real. It's a pretty great gig for what we're able.
good as
Online
a-
work from home call center.
Right.
We're a taxi company.
I bet it's as good as
That
an
shall
abusive
remain nameless.
husband. Sure, he beats you around, but at least you still got the house and you still got the
Boy,
That is
that's
a job.
that is what job is. It's like you give up everything and you go and you like basically just sit around for I don't know how many hours doing whatever you don't want to do that day, so you can have a house and a.
Yeah, basically what the job is, we do.
I was gonna say wife and kids,
you
but
ever
none of
take-
us have wife and kids. So
If you've ever taken a cab before, you either hailed it down, flagged it down, or you've had to call in and request one. It's like older Uber.
Yep.
And like, if you ever had a good
And the
experience
time
with
before
the job,
time.
here's how I would put it: the cab is fab, but the job is drab. That's what I'd say.
What?
Hey
Man,
guys,
Is this just freestyle
Man.
corner for you, Meso?
I
Can we
think
start over?
Is this TV talks about jobs?
Why?
Hi, everybody.
About jobs.
can we
Welcome to
can we
TTV
make a
Talk.
notion to consider
I'm-
puns a
I'm
hate
John.
crime? So we can just jail Meso away for life? 'Cause good
Hey, I
grief.
hate
Sue him for
Good grief.
I'm
stuff.
John.
I'm
That's LJ.
I'm Verderin.
R.
Murdered.
That's Mercenary. That's Purple Burger.
Oh boy. Ven,
Are
how,
we actually live right now?
Ven, how many jobs have you had? I am trying so hard right now. Ven, come on.
yes, but
Are you
Get
getting
back
some
on
Okay,
track.
Like, give it to me. Let me do it. I can
No,
do it.
no, no.
No, you can't.
Don't act like you can do this.
no,
This is just
no,
them derailing. You keep going off on this thing.
No.
You can do these things, but you just can't, LJ.
No.
Purple, I don't think anyone gets that reference.
Purple, why are you
How do
here?
you know?
I like to think that our fans appreciate us even in our most absurd of times.
I
hope
think
that-
TTV Talks is appropriately the
I
most
mean,
absurd of
everyone
times.
likes to think about the good times and not what's actually going on in their life. That's dragging them down into the abyss
You
of
know what's a
disappointment.
good
How
time?
meta.
Jobs.
How meta.
What a bad time is. A job.
Yeah, it can be. Well,
Ven, is this your Ven? Like, are you right now? You're working at. Just finish.
I'm working at Stop Game.
Working at Stop Gaming.
Just kidding. That's not what it's called.
The
It's called
conservative,
Grimster.
like, you know, like, oh, video games cause violence of social movement.
I
Right.
work at Grimster.
Is this your first job? Is it like your first actual job?
Ner.
What's your first actual job, man?
Turver.
Oh. I mean, not really though. You're a freelancer, so we don't give you a 1040.
You
Well-
said any job that you had to put in your taxes
Yeah, they don't put us on our taxes. We pay them.
Oh,
as an income.
well, if we're gonna go by that criteria, then yeah, this would be my first job.
Okay. Takuma, you've had 2? Am I wrong
5.
about? You have 5. Okay.
You had for
I have had 5 jobs.
All right. Let me hear.
Shush.
How old are you, Takuma?
You don't remember?
I literally don't.
I thought I meant more to you than that.
No, you
I thought
don't.
was an
I don't even know who
important
you
part
Not
of
even
it.
close. Actually, I kind of
Whose
forgot.
kid is this? Who let him in?
Actually, I don't know. I don't even know what your real name is.
I know what your real name is.
Well, yeah, but you got to do a school thing for me, so you should.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
am. Wait, how old am I? I'm 27.
I was gonna say 28, man.
So old.
Okay, I thought you were 28 since like a year ago.
No, I'll be 28 come this December. Right
It's
now,
because
I
we
am.
told you that he's older than he actually was, Purple.
No, you like never told me. It's like I only heard his age.
Man,
when-
Takuma, like, what was it like being friends with dinosaurs?
Well,
Savage.
let me tell you something. Like, it's interesting because you got this whole vegan vegetarian movement thing going on in the world today. Back then, the herbivorous dinosaurs, they were great pals to have around, very kind, very, very friendly. But now everyone who's like, oh, I only eat plants is just a jerk.
I only eat plants.
I feel like
Okay,
good
point
joke.
proven.
could have been.
My name is
Yeah, I feel like
But-
in concept I could see it working, but in execution I feel like it.
Wait, are we
Yeah,
talking about
dragged on.
Yeah, we're,
No, we're talking about his joke. Speaking
much
of
like
which,
the dinosaurs,
comedian
the execution
one
left a lot to be
go for
desired.
that.
awesome. 5 jobs. Name them, Takuma.
Okay, first I worked in fast food, then I worked in retail. I also worked as a busboy. I also worked as a dishwasher, and now I have a job as a web programmer.
Wow, all
Moving
of
up
those
in the
sound
ranks.
awful.
You're moving up in
Except
the
your
ranks.
last one.
So when did you
progressively,
start your first job?
My first job, so interesting story. Okay, how many of you, I mean, most of you, I'm sure, but how many of you know about Culver's?
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Var, we went to
It's
Culver's.
it's
I went to
mostly like a
Culver's.
Midwestern thing, but it's really starting to branch out. That was my first job. I wanted to get a job the day I turned 14, basically. Like, I want a job, I want to get money, I want to spend it on Lego and video games and, fun stuff. And I did not get a job for 2 years
Oh no.
because
Yeah, it's hard
I
to
was
get
like,
a
oh,
job.
Culver's hires at 14, but no matter how I went to so many different places, Arby's wouldn't hire me until I was at least 16, and I wanted to get an application when it was like a week or so away, and they wouldn't even give me an application because I wasn't 16 yet.
Well,
I sent applications into Culver's probably like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, I wanted to get a job the day I turned 14, but it wasn't until shortly after my 16th birthday that I actually got my first job at Culver's. And I worked there for many years.
very nice. What's the place like? What's it like working in fast food? I've heard it's nightmarish. Do you agree?
I could do a whole TTV talks just about me working at Culver's. Let me tell
Got
you
it.
what. I've got so many stories.
I can imagine.
There is something to be said for the fact that Culver's isn't straight up fast food. It's sort of in between because, yeah, like fast food, you're ordering up at the counter. It's a lot of similar menu items, burgers, chicken tenders, stuff like that. It's got a drive-through, what have you. But on the other hand, it's also got elements of a nicer sit-down restaurant in that the food's brought out to you. The menu is much larger. We have some. I still say we like I work there. This is never gonna change, I think. But some different, more, I don't want to call them advanced menu items, but like dinners and actual stuff like that.
So you're kind of like a Denny's.
Does Denny's have a drive-through?
Oh, except with
Some Denny's, one Denny's I went to did.
I wouldn't call it a Denny's.
So
But
I wouldn't be.
In a way, you can kind of think of Culver's as like being the high end for cheap people or the low end for rich people.
I've never been to Denny's.
So we get kind of the worst of both worlds. Because you can get some of the snobby people who think they're all that in a bag of chips, and then you can get just some of the you can still get some of that rubbish fast food crowd.
I'm sorry, can I just interrupt real quick? Meso, can you just stop saying stuff you haven't done and just say stuff you have done? Because I feel like that would be quicker. Like, overall. I feel like you haven't done, like, 90% of things that everyone else has. Like,
You're right.
The normal things. I'm like, whenever you say I haven't done it, I'm like, oh, yeah, of course you
Something that
haven't.
you would think a normal person has done, and I'll probably say, like, yeah.
Dated somebody.
Well,
Oh, wait.
Somewhat.
Oh, hey.
I don't know if I
Were
counted.
you like 8 though?
No, I was not that young, but I was too young to probably count it. So.
Purple, remember how you were, like, surprised
13.
to find out Meso had emotions? Or that
Yeah,
he actually...
I guess Purple.
Wait, he's got what?
I guess Purple and Var think I'm an emotionless husk of a person.
I just think you're a husk in general. I don't know if I'd even say of a person. You're kind of just a thing and an existence of a sentient creature that once may have had a purpose, but now you're just kind of like a.
You want to know what else
Wow,
is?
it's your job to be mean now, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what else is a husk of a person?
It's my job to be honest.
You know who else is husky? Me.
Oh, dude, huskies are cute.
I
Yeah,
love Huskies
thanks.
so much.
What are you saying about Ben?
You're so cute.
Thanks, bro. I try.
So, I have had 9 jobs.
What the?
Since I'm 21 years old.
That
I've had
is
9
That's
jobs.
really not a surprise. Your work ethic isn't much.
My work ethic is actually great, which is why I'm able
Look
to get all
who's
these jobs.
talking, Never went to school.
Oh, I'd take your word for it, but I don't have to.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, sure.
I
Hey,
can see
man,
it.
if you're gonna be a jerk, go do it somewhere else, okay? This is the fun podcast, okay? We don't
Yeah.
need you. And
This
your
isn't for
unfun-
jerks. This is for twerks.
Nope. Goodbye, everybody.
Please do not twerk on the podcast. I'll
I'm
be
twerking
impressed
now.
to see how you do it.
Twerking right now.
We're here to talk about gerbs, not jerks. So get out of here.
That was the
Gerbs.
sound of me twerking.
All right,
I
go
can't
on.
hear anything.
Go on, little Johnny.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just list the jobs right now. I was a librarian. Then I was
That
a
sucks. Let's talk about
master
something.
control operator at a TV station. Then I was a network security analyst. Then I was a digital marketer.
Librarian.
Then I worked at 2 competing pizza companies. And then
At the same time.
at the same time.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
that's pretty sweet, man.
Yep. And
How
then
did that work out for you?
it actually worked out pretty great. I just told them why I couldn't work when I was working at the other company, and they said sure. And I just drove. I didn't
Did
like,
they
you
ever
know.
find out?
Yeah, they found out.
Oh, did they hate you?
No, they were cool with it.
Oh, did they hate you though?
No, I did leave one of those jobs. You remember? I did
So
leave
they
that
hate
one. No, you hated me working there.
But did
That's
they
why I
hate
left.
you?
They did not hate me.
Okay, but so what you're saying is that they hated you, though.
Yes, they hated me
Var,
because of my
I think you're
race.
projecting. If you need help,
Why are you here?
just know I'm here for you.
Why are you
For
here?
you,
Is that
that's
the
why I'm
only
here.
reason you're here? Is for VAR?
Aww, that's so sweet.
And then with there's TTV, and then there's the current job at work now.
Good stuff.
Which
did they hate
actually
you?
now both of my jobs I work with you guys, so yes, they do indeed hate me.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
Life is like a box of lemons.
Yep, very sour.
Some are gonna appreciate it
Sometimes-
more than others.
They're round and yellow, and other times,
Other times,
they're
yeah, that's what I thought.
Come on, VAR, I believe in you. Bring this analogy home.
I'm a little bit interested to talk about. The
I
job
feel
that
like
four
Var's
of us
drunk in the
work.
job right now. That's what I feel.
oh hi kitty,
Exactly.
oh hi, cat.
oh hi mock, ow cat, ow cat, ow cat, ow.
How's it going?
Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, lemons. So
Let's
Wait,
not
lemons
talk about lemons.
are
I
yellow.
thought we were talking about limes.
Lemons are
I
yellow,
hate
like
limes. Limes
like-
are like discount lemons, but worse.
like a cab.
What on earth is your problem?
Get it? Because it's like
Lime.
yellow.
Funny guy, Var.
I'm trying to figure out how exactly do we want to talk about the job that we four share. How deep into it do we want to get?
We
'Cause, like-
work
question.
at a cab company.
Yeah.
I'm dispatch, so I like to I talk with the drivers and they do the driver things. And Meso, you're a peasant.
Yeah,
I'm a call
pretty much.
taker.
You're
There's,
no peasant. is
There's,
what it's
there's
called.
3 tiers to this. There's somebody who does that entry, like Tahi. There's
The
somebody
tear that comes out of my eye,
talk to
and the tear that
customers.
comes out of my other eye.
They talk to customers who order the cabs, and then there's dispatchers, which are supervisors for the call takers. And Bar and I, we're supervisors. Meso is a lowly call taker. He's even lower than
He's
that.
getting a call. He's
Getting
getting
a call
guys.
from Wef. That's
He's
on a
getting a
big
call from Fleff.
Wait,
Wait,
put it on speaker. Put it on speaker. Come on, you're on speaker.
Hello?
Put it on
Flef,
speaker.
you suck.
Wef, are you there? The audio ended.
Wait, how does she call you? Can you call internationally?
She's called me on Facebook Messenger.
What, you have Facebook Messenger, first of all?
Wait,
do.
how does that's not the
I
The
think she's
ringtone.
getting on? Question mark.
Fleff,
I was like,
Fleff, you can get on.
Yeah, the phone just ended, so I mean, we might
That
be getting
was
off
like-
Wef in a minute.
That was like a normal. That was like a normal ringtone, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's not the Facebook ringtone. I know what that sounds
Well,
like.
it was on my phone.
I didn't even know you could call on Facebook.
You can call on Facebook.
What's
Oh,
the
he
point
might have
of
called you
calling then?
What's the point of you
It's
being
like
here?
it's like you can call on Discord, but you still have a phone. Come on, don't be like
I mean,
that.
yeah, but you don't get like ringtones for groups that I.
That's true. But like you get ringtone, like I get alerted on my phone if you call me.
Huh. I don't know if
Yeah.
I would get alerted. You should try it.
Do you want me to call you? Here, where's your thing? No, I'd have to leave this, and then they would hear me on the call.
I love this conversation about jobs we're having right now.
Listen.
This is such a good conversation.
All right, we
I
can
really
pull it
like
back
it.
in.
This is a really professional live
Do you
stream.
have to have a topic? I mean.
No,
you
I mean
have
not
to be
really.
here?
I mean,
Oh.
do you
But we
to
have
be
a-
here? Not
Oh,
really.
valid question.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing that has troubled us recently with our job, not necessarily the cab job we're doing, but our job of YouTube, this job, the one we're doing right now,
Because
That we're-
YouTube's undergoing Armageddon.
YouTube is going under the adpocalypse, as people have decided to call it. What the internet will choose like the weirdest like little nicknames for stuff.
It's very apt, but it is strange.
So
what would you call it then, if not adpocalypse?
Armageddon.
App again.
I would call it
Armageddon.
G Vessel if only you'd stuck around for like 5 more months, huh?
I would call it Boo Tube because I'm booing them off the stage.
I mean, but
I
at the same
think-
time, you could say it's like boo tube, like it's your boo.
Boy, that's
Yeah,
not what I
No
thought
one
you said.
says boo anymore. How old are you?
Not as old as me.
I predate Takuma. I'm older than he is.
Predate
Why are you dating Takuma?
No, that's not what I said.
He's predating Takuma.
Believe
You know when you just flirt a lot?
Before.
Yeah,
Predate,
see,
before.
implies that this
I
is
already
in the
tried
past.
crazy once and it didn't work out.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
we're talking
we're talking
That's
about
it.
him right now.
Oh.
I bet there wasn't anything fulfilling about that relationship.
So, have you guys ever dated? Because I haven't, and I was like,
I've dated.
That was last. If you want to talk about relationships, you can been on here last month.
Wet
grief.
rises. We're
It's
live.
overrated.
So you know, we're alive.
Fleff, we're live, but you can talk.
oh, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
I know.
We're live.
If you swear, we're going to war again.
Fleff, we're live.
That's
What
it.
the heck,
I know.
dude?
I know we're live. I got
What?
messaged by somebody. Look,
We're live.
I don't. Listen,
Hey,
I don't
Fleff,
see your
Fleff, we're
messages. How
live.
am I supposed to know that?
Hey,
Clef.
Clef, we're live.
shut
Are you
up.
sure?
Live. Live.
We're
How you
live.
doing?
Swear
We're
purposely.
live.
Guys, we're live. Do you guys know that we're live?
Fleff, what do you do for your job?
They're all dead.
logging in the Dropbox.
I don't
I
get that joke.
used to do cinema work.
Guys,
Cinema work?
Barnacle came back.
Wait, you did cinema work?
Interesting.
Work.
Why?
I see you guys really.
It's like every single thing you say, you're trying to derail, and then like halfway through, like, oh, good conversation we're having.
This is a really good
conversation
conversation about
talks,
problems
but
we're having.
somebody decided Kahi could do it, but Kahi has like weak hands and he let go of the reins. We got away from
I
him.
mean,
It's not weak hands. You guys are the ones screwing. All right, you're right. I'm taking control. I'm gonna mute VAR until we get there.
Yeah,
I'm sitting on your hands.
Short version, Fleff. This is destabilized. Like
I-
Squid comics.
Okay, yeah. I really see you guys have brought your comedic A game tonight.
We're trying.
Yeah.
hard.
Fleff,
It's at that moment she realized the mistake that she made.
my uncle died.
We're recovering. My uncle's dead. We gotta do something to make us get over it.
Are
Of
you?
course, we're destabilizing. Our
Exactly.
mind is not.
Were we
Our
ever really
minds are
stable?
not.
We're not stable people.
Bionicle is
Better believe
dead.
me not.
Yeah, I mean, listen to us. Like, we're blabbering. Kai's got small hands all of a sudden. LJ's got big hands, and you know,
Yowie hands.
Purple, why are you?
my uncle died. It's like it's crazy right now. You know, we
got,
can't
like,
we
he's
can't
got one of
get through
those-
this. You know, I got bills to pay. My credit card
Nuts
balance is
to
out of
feed,
whack. I got
no
bills
one
at
to
all.
say,
Like
everyone
money.
else
And then, you know, the FBI has been on my butt for like a couple of
What?
You're being audited
being audited.
You're being
for your job.
Someone's stealing my identity. I'm about to lose the house and the kids and the wife and this.
Oh
And the what?
man,
And-
life really sucks for you, dude.
They're all about to move to the Philippines or something.
Whoa, man.
Wow.
not the
Rip
Philippines.
Sam.
Oh.
No. Oh, I will say though, Sam is actually taking a family trip to the Philippines as of today. So wish
Oh,
her
cool.
some safe trips, everybody.
Yay.
Yeah. How?
Wait,
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 kinda
wait.
like-
Oh, yeah, just
Take
take
pictures.
a
really-
strip.
I really
Tell her
hope
to take
she's
pictures with the
united.
pyramids, please.
She could really use it. She's been having a tough time lately. She
Oh.
speaking of jobs, actually, she recently lost her job, which
Oh.
is really unfortunate.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Oh.
What was she doing? What was her
Yeah,
job?
she had the same job. She was working at this Dollar Tree. She had a really high position too. She was doing really well for a couple of years, and she basically got screwed over. She was framed, or not framed, but she was accused of stealing.
Oh, that sucks.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that screwed her over. But now, I'm gonna help
She was
her.
accused of stealing from the Dollar Tree?
Yeah, she was accused of stealing over $100 worth of stuff, but that.
What?
At $1. That's a
She-
lot.
Wait,
of
wait, wait.
stuff from a
How
Dollar
did she?
Tree.
How did she steal? Okay, so 100 items at a Dollar Tree.
They could not prove that she had actually done so. They
So
just,
that's
they
fire.
basically this guy stepped in and basically started accusing her, saying, "We have you on camera. Okay, where's the footage? We're not going to show you. We don't need to show you everything. Here's one piece of footage that looks suspicious. You stole this
Oh,
item.
no.
You're donezo." Basically,
That
So,
sounds
I
really
had a-
suspicious.
Not the same thing. I wasn't framed. That's it for stealing or anything. But at one of the jobs, the job in my apartment complex, it was great for about like the I worked there for a year, and for the first 9 months, it's great. The last 3 months,
I
my
remember this.
manager quits unexpectedly, right? And then they're supposed to hire the person that works with me, this girl that works with me who'd been there for a good while. She's perfect for the job. Instead, they said, well, she's still in college or something, and so therefore we want to actually hire someone who doesn't have any experience at all. This girl literally worked at a prison. My new manager worked at a prison beforehand. Not selling anything, not doing anything. She worked at the prison. She came on, and she had all these ideas about how things were supposed to be done that were completely unrealistic. So like for instance, she would ask me to do. She said, "Can you make this? Can you make me this advertising?"
Sandwich.
Yes, this sandwich. She's like, can you design this thing for me? And I said, sure. I'm working on it. I'd be working on it. An hour later, she'd be like, is it done? I'm like, well, no, I'm still working on it. Okay. And then I turned out later, she wrote me up. She's like, you're not spending enough time on your work. And I'm like, I'm working on the thing. I'm doing what you asked. She's like, well, it should take shorter than that if you're really good at your job. And I'm like, do you know what I do? Do you want me to? Anyhow, that was like a thing.
That would irate me.
And she would send us off on like stupid stuff. Like we were supposed to sell like apartments to people, right? Well, she says, all right, cool. You're gonna go spend the next 3 hours working at this one place. We go to the one place, no one's there because it's summer, and we told her, hey, it's gonna be summer. Not many students are there.
And what was her position again?
She was the second in command. She's like a second manager, so she's like an assistant.
Right,
she was
so
assistant
she's
manager,
like-
but like.
Oh, okay. She was okay.
Right.
So she was working actively at this place. Right?
She was working actively at this place, but here's what would happen.
'Cause I was gonna say, dude, the most annoying kind of people are the people that don't work at that place. They basically manage
just assume
outside.
how
Here's the thing. That's what she
like,
basically
district
did.
Managers and all that. Oh my
She would
God.
send us off and things, and she would come back, and she was literally just on YouTube. And just like looking at the thing, which I don't mind because no one was in the office at that time, so sure. But she would get on our case whenever one of us would not like be at her thing like working, even though there wasn't anything to do.
You weren't being
Right.
quick enough or whatever.
Exactly, it's like always that thing. And so she immediately wanted to fire one of the hardest working people there. Her immediate thing was that, and he was able to get back for that. But then over the time, she got one other person fired, and then eventually it worked its way down to me. And I talked to my boss about it, and then she was like, okay, well, I mean, we can cover you back. And it was like 1 month before I moved, and I was like, it's okay, just don't. Don't charge me for apartment this month, and I'll just go. I won't need any extra money. And so that's what happened.
Wow.
But anyways,
That sucks, dude. That's rough. That's some rough stuff.
Yeah, people
I
suck.
sort of got fired once.
you sort of got fired.
Yeah. So what happened was when I decided to go to college for web design development, I took a leave from work, and so I was like, okay, I'll do that over the winter, and then summer job basically. I'll just keep working at Culver's.
Yeah.
About the time I left for college, the general manager at the time left. He got a new job, so the owner brought up his general manager from one of his other. He owns 2 Culver's restaurants, so he brought the general manager from his other one to the one where I was working. So I do the whole college thing over the winter, spring, whatever. And I'm like, hey, I'm done. I can come back and work over the summer or whatever if you want. Because I mean, I was the store trainer. I had a decent position in this place. And I wasn't getting an answer. And I finally, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to go straight to this guy and say, hey, I want to know I've got to make plans one way or the other. Am I going to get my job back for the summer? And he tells me, first he tells me he needs to ask the other managers and stuff what they think. And he eventually comes back to me and he says that he's not going to give me my job back because supposedly the other managers were saying terrible things about me and stuff like that, which I later found out to be completely untrue.
Well,
And so here's what happens. My little brother, he got a job there also. I'm bringing him in for actually his second interview, I think. So I bring him in, and this general manager, he comes out and he's like, hey, you leaving right away after this? And I was like, not necessarily. He's like, well, I want to talk to you after I'm done with your brother. I was like, okay. So he does the words today. Does the interview with my brother. After that, he has me come over and he sit down. Basically, the long and short of it is that when the owner found out that this guy basically fired me, the owner told him, no, you go and get him back.
Oh, wow.
And not only that, apparently he'd just been doing all kinds of terrible stuff while I was gone and just being an all-around not good manager.
Jerk.
So,
Manager
yeah,
jerk.
I'm guessing quote unquote firing me must have been the last nail in the coffin because the day after I started back again, he was gone.
quite the man a jerk.
Oh, and one thing I
manager.
hate, and this has happened to me several times. If you get a manager that's angry at you, and then they schedule you less, and you're like, okay, listen, Like,
Yeah, that
I-
happened to me before.
This happened to me when what happened was like I was before I was hired, I have a thing I do on Thursdays. I have this there's a thing, and I told my manager, hey, just want to let you know before I get hired, this day I have previous commitment is going to be all semester actually it's going to be all year long. It's not just this semester. It starts this semester, going to be all year long. And he says, sure, totally. And I was like, I just need I can work any other day. I just need this day off, this evening off. I can even work in the day. I just need this evening off. And he says, sure, no problem. We won't schedule that day.
And
I
then
said,
let me
cool.
guess.
Right. So then he calls me up and he says, hey, can you work this day? And I said, I'm sorry, man. I run this thing. I can't not be there. I'm just not able to do it. He says, okay, sure. He puts me on the schedule for that day. So I call him and I said, hey, so I'm like, hey,
People can't figure out schedules.
yeah, not only this was a time too where like he scheduled me like the day before, so he didn't have the schedule up until like the day of. Then he put the schedule up and then it says my name on it. And I was like, hey, just to remind you, I can't do this day. I told you
know
when I
who
got
you're talking
hired,
about.
and I told you this one thing, and
Yeah,
I
last
can't.
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
And then
I've heard
and so
horror
yeah,
stories.
and then that one is scheduled for a while.
There was a funny
I've-
comment from earlier on the chat. Sorry, but it just made me laugh. It was from Andrew Person. First of all, that's a funny name. He goes, "Hey LJ, I always felt bad for you and your love for mangosteen. I had a stand in Thailand right across from my house. LOL." See, at first I laughed because he said, "I always felt bad for you and your love for mangosteen." Like that statement alone. Sounds hilarious. Like, oh, I pity you for loving such a fruit. Oh, you poor thing.
It's like when you find out someone has an ex in common with you, and we're like, oh, I feel bad for you already.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
how
you
my
poor thing.
two of my best
How dare you
friends
have
like
taste.
met in a sense. Like that's never a story, but yeah, happens.
Man, oh man.
TTV talks about relationships, part 4.
But yeah, Var,
What
you
happened to
tell
doing
me,
part 3 without me? What was that?
dude. I
around,
scheduled the lineup for that
Everybody
week.
knew, man.
I didn't know.
You didn't get the memo?
No.
No, I picked who was gonna be
Check
on.
your memo.
You picked who was going to be on.
Yeah,
After I deliberately said don't do it without me.
You gotta
sure.
have cast diversity.
I guess when when you can give me commands to execute on the podcast, then sure, I'll pay attention to that.
Dang. So speaking of commands, let me
Savage.
talk about my chain of
Speaking of bad managers, am I right?
Manager.
Yeah, no kidding.
I actually gotta say, my manager over at GameStop is really cool. Like, he knows how to give attitude and be a jerk, but he does it so well. You just gotta admire him. It's like there's like a gleam on his face when he tells you to shut up. It's like oh yes sir.
Yeah.
Will do.
Our current manager is really great. Like, he's awesome.
He's a very, very nice person.
Down to earth, friendly as all get out.
It's only a little hard to reach a hold of him, but he's way better at like getting back
When
to
you
you.
get him, it's like he's very helpful.
He's a solid guy. So props to
Oh,
you, new
yeah,
manager.
100%.
Easier to get a hold of than the last guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
the last guy.
So tell me
Although
about the situation you were in,
I went
Var.
to the same scheduling school, like learning how to schedule meetings and interviews,
Yeah.
because they're both really bad with that, as we found out from personal experience.
Var, okay, well, let's like just go into that. What
Right.
happened with your scheduling conflict? Because I feel like it was a
What scheduling conflict?
no, when like someone scheduled you for a day that you couldn't work, and like the day of.
Oh, I mean, I don't really have any
Basically, like, what
particular
happened to you.
story in general. It just happened a lot.
It sounds like
Yeah.
it's exactly what happened to you, John, except more frequently.
Yeah, I just got scheduled all the time. Like, our last manager just scheduled me for like shifts like the day before.
Oh, that guy.
all-
That guy scared me from applying to the same job.
Yeah.
Well,
Every
you applied
story
to the
about him
same
was a
job.
horror story. Or sorry,
were
not
warning
applying, but fulfilling it, I guess.
There were
Yeah.
warning
Yeah.
signs that were picked up on.
I'll tell you now, Ven, if you are still interested and you ever need a job, then the current manager now is fantastic,
Yeah,
and
he
you'll
is
have the 3 of us to work with.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
like
I just remembered a time when like there was one time where I had to like go to my my university after I had like been accepted and everything. They have like this open
day.
yeah, like where they
Open
show you the
house?
around the campus and everything.
yeah, open
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
I remember
every day.
this.
It was like mandatory. I had to go to get my ID and everything. So like that was a big deal. And then like I requested the time off, and you have to like request time off like 3 weeks in advance or something like
Right,
that.
right. It was
Yeah,
back then. It
monthly.
was 3 weeks.
Month-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a certain procedure, right? And I follow the procedure, and I put in my request for time off. And the days go by and the weeks go by, and I notice that my request has not been responded to yet. I haven't been denied or accepted whether I can be off. And then it comes the week of, and I'm like, all right, well, I've got no clue what I can do now because like it's too late to reschedule the thing, so I have to go. And I
That's
haven't heard
really-
back from my boss yet about whether I can go, so I guess I'm just going to have to not go to work. And I sent him an email being like, hey, I need some kind of response to this request for time off. Never got a response. And then
Wow.
so it ended up being the day of, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I will go and not go to work. So I did that. I went over to my my orientation thing, and then I came back in time to like pick up like the last like 4 hours of my shift or whatever that I would scheduled for, because I didn't want to leave my coworkers behind without someone there.
Good guy, Vaughn.
So I continued working the shift. And then at the end of the day, the guy finally responds to me and he's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And then he took the time out of my because you only have a certain amount of days for vacation. He took the time out of my vacation days despite not approving my vacation, and I had to leave early to continue the shift anyway, so I didn't get the day off. I still worked
Wow.
I still worked that day, but he took it off as though I hadn't worked. So
Yeah,
he used up one of my vacation days.
It
That
was
is
really
bad news.
frustrating because he was also he depended a lot on certain people, and by depend I mean
You.
Yeah.
because like he would call us all the time if somebody else didn't show up for work, which is very common for our coworkers to do.
Yeah,
either
the
be
people
real
we
late
work with are idiots.
or not show up. And so he'll call us and keep trying to contact us until we answer. And usually we're the only people that can help out at all. One time, I was sick, completely
no.
and utterly sick.
I remember
He
that.
calls me up at 7 a.m. to get me to come into work, and I sound horrible. I'm like,
You sound bad. You're sick, but you got to be on the phone. It's
Oh
like-
yeah, and keep in mind our shifts, they're 8 hours long. So
Yeah.
he tells
Yeah,
me,
they're
"Listen,
long
you work
shifts.
this,
Yeah, they're
You work
bad.
this,
Yeah.
get the rest of the day off." Took it. Oh my gosh, that was the worst shift I think I've ever worked. It was pain.
Yeah,
No,
it's
listen.
surprising,
He had
man.
to have like. I mean, like if you were, I mean, if you were a nice guy at the beginning and you said, "Hey, listen, I'm not doing anything right now. I have 8 free hours," and he called you and you said, "Sure, I'll do it." That was your
That starts a
invitation.
pattern.
That was the
Yeah, that was
invitation
that.
to call you whenever he just needed somebody.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you needed if he needed help like one day, it's like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll help out this one time. I'm free, so might as well. If you did it that one time, you were gonna be on the list of like
Yeah.
he would take that inch and
That's happened to me
take
just
a
like
month.
in my history so many times where you're like, I'll cover one guy once and it'll be like, cool. And then whenever
And
that
it's
guy
like
doesn't show
every
up,
other
yeah,
day.
then it's like every other day they're like, or the guy will call me and be like, hey, can you cover my shift? And I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, dude, I just covered your shift
Right.
like last week. Do you really need another shift covered again?
It was just like a
It can't be that hard to just do your job.
over time when it comes to managers, what I have learned is that while you do want to have like meet your minimum requirements as an employee, you do want to do all that work, you do need to put a cap on what you're willing to do
You have
for
to
free.
Be careful.
You
not
do
to-
have to be
Put some
careful
boundaries
because
in place.
because
course,
if you
yeah.
don't, managers will walk all over
Very
you.
easy. Oh,
Boundaries
yeah.
and
I am from a
Very
family of suckers. I could tell you stories.
I have a
Really?
story about one of my old coworkers. Apparently, she's doing like basically the old job I used to work at. I left it because it was like stressing me out. But basically, my mum knows this gal, and she was speaking to her parents, and basically, she does PR department type work, and she's still getting paid the minimum job, like the minimum you do that job place, a team member. She gets that pay wage when she's doing stuff like HR and things like that. And like there was this one time they like
HR.
She did.
HR like
Uh-oh.
fucking,
Not today.
like
No,
Go on.
supervisor type stuff.
Here we go.
Nope, we're not
What,
doing it.
have
Go
I
on.
done? Who have I
I'm
triggered?
so
Just
annoyed.
the
You triggered all of them because it means I'm right again about something. Don't worry, just keep going.
H versus
The
H.
problem is she has an accent.
Oh
You
my-
don't.
God.
I'm not saying I don't have an accent. I'm saying that's how I was born. I was raised
I'm
in the,
trying
like.
to tell a story. And you
Go on.
I wanted to hear the story.
Go on,
Continue,
Fluff.
Fluffy.
I mean, my
Yes,
dad
I-
says H, and he grew up speaking Arabic. So
Why are you here?
anyway.
Yeah, why are you here?
Ah.
Purple's got a job
Go on, Fluff.
being
You're not
purple.
doing anything.
No, I remember the one time they were like, "Hey, does anyone want to like come in and like paint the cinema like at 3 in the frickin' morning for free?"
Oh boy.
And I was just kind of like, "No,
Nice.
I have better things to do, like play video games."
Or sleep, or literally anything other than
well,
paint.
And the one time I couldn't escape from it, and this is the moment I was like, I need to leave this job. Basically, I went on a college trip abroad to Venice, and I was sat in the airport in Venice, like going back at like 11 at night, and I received like a message from one of my coworkers saying, "Oh, can you take the shift in the morning?" And I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I can't take this shift in the morning. I'm still in a different country.
I
Our
guess you could
plane's
say
been
that
delayed
request.
for 2 hours."
I guess you could say that request
Oh my
wasn't
God,
Vin
here it
nice.
Yep, there it was.
Go
That
on.
was
Yeah,
so
so I
bad.
was just
You
kinda
should feel
like-
bad.
I'd already said to them, I was like, I can't do that shift, and then they got like one of the coworkers to speak to me personally,
Oh boy.
and I was
Go on,
just
I
like,
beg you to do it.
I said this, I said this to myself. I'm like, I'm not doing this for this manager. I'm not doing it for I'm doing this for you because you got me the job, and you're a very very hardworking person. But I know deep down this manager set you up for it.
Well,
Yeah.
here's a problem with being
Nah.
hardworking sometimes. Like it's
Freaking-
before, like outside, it's
Here we
always
go.
easy to say you should be
So
hardworking
much.
and do everything. But a lot of the times, like you end up just doing extra stuff. That's what it turns out to. When I worked the pizza places, there was. It turns out that me and about 3 other guys were the only people that washed dishes, even though everyone's supposed to wash dishes. They're the
No
ones that did
way.
it. Some people would quit. Like some people would be like, "Hey, can you do the dishes before you leave?" And they'd be like, "Sure."
I quit.
And then they just walk out the door. And so of course you're like, "Okay, well the dishes need to get done now, so you do it." But the more and more you do it,
dishes would be so terrifying.
the more and more you do it, the more and more they just all the others stop doing it. You know,
It's like
a
yeah,
you get punished essentially for being like a, and you're not paying extra ever.
That's the thing. It's like you end up getting punished for being a good employee, and what happens is you get paid the exact same amount as the people who don't care about their jobs and
Don't.
aren't trying. But you're not getting a pay raise for being good. You just have to do more work and get paid the same amount as the person that
Right.
barely shows up. And
It's
barely-
not-
That was the way it was with our old manager. Now it's a lot better. There is a very a far more clearly defined reward system, which at least is nice to have in place. But our old manager, yeah, he would do that. He'd walk all over people, get them to work.
I mean,
was-
sometimes, but even like think about it right now, man. It's like for the longest time we were handling like all the medical account stuff for our job. We got paid the same amount as the current people who had our job before, and they are not doing that anymore.
Oh, trust me, no, I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
So
No, totally.
Yeah, right now we have an issue because the way it's set up, because like Var and I were supervisors, and Meso, he does his own thing, but
Yo.
Kahi and I, we also work the same
Right.
subset of job, which is handling an account that the company's with. It has to.
I used to do that.
You're right.
job.
Hi, I'm the
Yeah.
only call
I'm so
taker.
glad I don't have to anymore.
I'm the only call taker. You guys have moved on.
Yeah, now that I've moved on, finally.
I'll well,
Finally
no, you're-
passed on to a different life.
real
Yeah.
quick before we
Promotions,
continue,
am I right?
I just want to briefly share a comment I saw, and then we can get right back on topic. From Andrew Person, it's been a while ago. He posted this. Strangely enough, some of the good advice from the TTV talks is why I'm taking my incredible girlfriend to a dance. Thanks, TTV. I don't know what advice you gave,
Hey.
but it worked out.
I guess that worked out.
That's amazing.
Good on you
I,
that you
I
get
never
to.
thought the advice would actually work, but that's amazing.
Yeah,
I
man,
was just trying. We were just trying to be reassuring.
I thought you were just spitting lies.
No, do it.
saying things, man. Wow, I can't believe that
Yeah.
worked for you. That's like
Really?
saying like the answer to life is 2, and someone actually went with it. And actually worked
42?
out.
Oh, guys. And also, hello, X Trooper.
Hi,
Hey,
man.
X.
How you
Trooper!
doing?
Who was the guy that said this?
X is here. What
Andrew
the
Person.
heck?
Andrew Person. The only thing that you actually really regret is not asking someone to dance. That's it.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah, and the social anxiety and
I wish I went to prom.
all that stuff.
I didn't know.
the bomb.
Good on him. What's going
I
on?
didn't ever. You know,
Prom is
I mean,
Prom
I
is
like.
lame.
I don't think you should necessarily do things because other people are into them. But there is something for like having events in your past, in in
Yeah,
history
I mean,
that
it's
you
like,
kind of
I-
no, I'm too cool to do that. And over time you're like, well, I mean, was I really that cool?
Like, I don't like wearing dresses, and it's all
Right.
about like showing offy and wearing dresses. But then I'm like, I would like to ask someone to dance.
Yeah, right.
You
I
also
kinda-
could've just gone
I
in a
kind of
suit.
like. See, I kind of like being a dude in this instance because suits are like pretty standard and
Okay.
easy to like find one.
Let
and
me-
you look awesome.
Let me
in it.
tell you about suits. Suits
I've
are
never
like
met anyone that didn't look
TTV
better
cast
wearing
freaking
suits.
suits
For
are
me,
like the
because
best
I'll
guy invention ever. They're the most guy thing ever made.
Oh, man.
Because they're like,
Guys
listen,
invent it, though.
Now
Yeah.
that I've got a job that actually pays me decent,
so.
I actually went out and bought a suit.
Did you, dude? I really want to buy like a really expensive suit.
it's like it's such a great
didn't
thing.
go
Suits are
super
amazing.
expensive.
Super.
It was
Mine
like
was 300.
340.
Yeah,
I want like a
340
suit,
was mine.
even
Mine was-
though like
Not
it's not
tailored.
like unless I want to be a businesswoman in the future, I kind of really want a suit just to see what it's like wearing a suit.
It's really nice. It just
man,
like
that's so
you
dapper.
feel so much more like confident, like you're a
Or
professional.
a blazer
you know?
at least.
Oh, it's great.
It
man.
feels awesome, and
I
it's like
actually,
it's cool having like the catch-all fancy dress. Like I don't need to worry about I'm going to this event. What am I gonna wear? Like I'm wearing a suit. My friend's having a wedding. I'm going wearing a suit. Graduation, wearing a suit. Oh, your nice performance. I'm wearing a suit.
where is my
LJ
super
kicked the
suit?
bucket.
Oh, wearing a
Party
suit.
hat.
LJ kick the bucket suit time.
No, party hat time.
I
Wow.
put a party hat on
And
the
a suit.
suit.
Dinner with
You're
Lego
like
representatives.
ancient.
Wear
You're
a suit.
like
Everyone
Where are
wear
you?
your everyone wear your freaking Mike Myers novelty masks to
Okay,
LJ's
that's it.
funeral.
You can just not.
I mean, like,
Hey, look, it's LJ. No, you're LJ. Oh.
Actually, to contribute to our discussion about
I
jobs.
don't
LJ's
wear-
wearing a mask.
I don't wear a suit. I wear something called a bunad, which is like a traditional Norwegian
Speedo?
thingy. No, it's not a speedo at all. It's actually very clothed. I try to find. It's a very clothed attire, and it looks.
Give us
It
a
looks
picture.
in-
I want a picture.
I'm going to picture this up.
Yeah.
I got you right there. So it looks interesting to say the least. And
Oh.
I know what you mean.
so
I
like
haven't seen these
Dude,
before.
It's like dress robes from Harry Potter.
so like
my
for
gosh.
the
Wow.
Harry
for
Potter.
the
Is that actually what they look
Norwegian-
like? 'Cause
for the
that's what I picture them.
Norwegian equivalent of like a bar mitzvah, I don't know how to explain it, but like it's not a bar mitzvah at all, but like that's the closest thing to it is. You have everyone wearing stuff like that, and that's like the most traditional Norwegian attire in existence.
That looks
So, yeah.
awesome.
Like if you walk into a McDonald's wearing something like that, then everyone will look at you in shame. It's just you don't do that. So, but that's it. Some
Wait, they're
people were
ashamed, or you should be ashamed.
no. You yourself should be ashamed, and everyone else who's not stopping it from happening should also be ashamed. So
Then people just
what,
carry you out.
People who aren't stopping you from going to McDonald's should be ashamed. Is that what we're saying here?
no,
No,
McDonald's is outside the question. It
the
could be a
suit looks
Wendy's.
dorky. I'm assuming is what you're getting at.
I still
No,
think
it's-
that people should be ashamed if they don't stop you from going to McDonald's.
I don't know, but
Good
like
point.
that's just some people wear suits. I do actually have a suit now, I believe, but that's just most people will not wear a suit. They'll wear that on like the national holiday thingy things. But that's just a little bit of my hey Norwegians,
I wonder what
Culture.
it's like to have a job making suits.
Ha. But yeah, I'm glad we have suits
I bet
because
if-
like
Probably like
making jobs.
I would probably feel like
tailor?
really like freaking just anxious, anxiety driven if I was a girl and had to find a dress that works for me.
Yeah, no,
Well, the
oh
thing
man.
is-
Why do you think I wear hoodies all the time?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I just go for dresses that
Why
aren't
are you
revealing.
still here?
Like, they do
Who
exist.
are you? Yeah, why are you here? Sorry.
Who?
I mean,
Excuse
I
me,
can
I can
leave,
eleave just
but-
crawl back into bed if I wanted to.
not you.
No, don't leave. We want you here, just not
Fine,
purple.
go.
I just.
Okay.
Do it.
Fluffy, you're relevant.
Everyone is talking at once.
I don't even know what we're
I
talking
gotta
about.
try
Be a
something.
man.
You gotta forgive me, Fluff, okay? So everyone's saying, no, Fluff, don't go, no, don't go. I remember the last time this happened. So, Fluff,
Do it.
go. Get out of here.
Do
Leave.
No, Wes,
Be gone.
don't go.
Fwef
Please,
saying she
Fwef.
was gonna leave.
Let me
Please, no go, Wes.
See ya.
let me insert that one moment I insulted LJ on Twitter, and that's why he's
Don't
taking
you-
his revenge.
LJ
Dang it. Okay,
revenge.
it didn't work because the last time
hey.
everyone had said, no, don't do
Hey,
something.
Envy, how you
And then
doing?
I said, nah, do it. Somebody did it.
Invictus has
everyone
entered
else.
the fray.
Dude, I've been here for like a couple minutes. You didn't notice my entry? I
No.
said
Well,
hi
I
in
couldn't
chat.
even-
I'll be
hear
honest, man.
myself
I
think.
turn off the
We're too
notifications.
busy being obnoxious.
Yeah.
Envy's back, guys. After 2
And
years,
he's gone. And he's back.
he's finally back.
Just kidding. See ya.
You should show Purple that. She'd love it. It's even purple.
What?
I literally just responded to it.
Hey, who's this is everybody, right? This is everyone who's ever like been a host.
Ever. In the history
Not
of
not
this
sorry,
host,
not
this is
sorry. Everyone
everybody.
who's currently a host, not ever been a host.
Yeah,
That's
right.
stupid to say.
Everyone.
I
Oh god,
It's a full house.
dude, it's too
not
It's literally.
I'm so glad I get to meet you guys. I'm such a big
Welcome
fan.
to TTV. Today we have everyone.
Okay, who started?
We've had that before. We've had
I
enough
feel like I
where
haven't
everybody
spoken to
was
some
on.
of you guys in like
Yeah,
a
it just
month
doesn't really
now,
happen
have
all too
you?
much, especially
Yeah,
with like
you know
X
Hi, I'm X. What's
Yeah, with
going
X
on?
and Takuma.
and Takuma. Right,
Hi.
it's like a whole
Dude,
deal.
I've been here lately. What are you on about?
How long is
No,
this
I'm just
stream?
saying we
I
haven't
don't wanna
all
be
been
here
on a
anymore.
thing, you know.
Oh.
We're gonna
no.
do. Hey,
No,
listen, we're
all
gonna
here,
do.
though.
We're gonna do like our Collins, which we do from time to time.
Oh, I hate Collins. I don't want to. Colin is like the worst guy ever.
Colin
so
is
much
a
fun,
nice
dude.
guy, all right?
I like
no,
Colin.
Colin is not a nice guy.
Yeah.
Dude, Colin bought me a sandwich at Subway. You know, we're
Colin stole my girl from high school.
All right, that's kind of a dick move.
I was expecting it to be like.
Talked about that. I said this before you joined.
No, he's saying that it's something that Richard would do.
Yeah, that's
Richard always steals people's girlfriends, man. It's totally a Richard move.
Man,
It's
Richard's
a-
not good either.
Yeah,
because
it's
Richard's
Like, yeah,
got that
like yeah,
Richard
Robin
name.
stole Starfire, man. So you know, it's Dick's
You're right.
move. He does it all the time.
Robin stole all the spotlight.
Come on, Richard.
Out of the movie. Robin took all the spotlight.
Yeah, he
I like-
totally did.
I like Starfire. Why is she orange though?
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say she's an alien. Maybe that would
Who's first? Who's the first caller?
It's from the spray tan.
I don't
Yeah,
like Colin. We just got over this.
She's an
Listen,
Oompa Loompa.
Okay. Who is the first person who is going to be in this call who isn't a host?
We are going to talk to Prentice, who has a question for us.
Prentice.
I'm going to change his role
Celebrity
right now.
apprentice.
Wow. You're gonna have to leave the call and join again in order to talk.
Get out of here. Come back.
Yeah,
There we
you're
go.
back in here.
Obedient.
I think I'm in. Yes, I am.
Hey.
Hello.
It's your
Hey.
boy, Apprentice.
live. Hey, guess what? You're live.
Yes.
You're live.
We're
Are you
live.
sure? Are we live?
Are you live?
Purple, why are you still here? All right, what's your
Purple,
question?
why are you here?
All right. My question is, what is the weirdest customer you've ever had to deal with?
Oh,
Okay.
All right, let's go down the line. Let's go down the line.
Oh, I
Somebody
gotta
go
think
first.
about this one. I've dealt with some pretty freaky people.
I got
This'll
one.
take a while. You
I
go.
got one. Okay, so it was the first like month or so, like maybe the second month that I had been working. So this happened last year, and we got a gal who called. It was a horrible snowstorm over where the cabs are.
Darude?
Just delays and delays and snow and ice, and it was miserable. Some of you may remember this. And
Oh, I remember it. I can never forget. I wasn't even done with my training, and I got thrown into call taking because
yeah,
like
it was
they
absolutely
needed
miserable.
people
So
because it was crazy busy.
at this point, it was very new. It was a gal had called, and she needed a ride. Well, she said she had no wallet, no phone. So, well, okay, how are you calling? Well, I'm at the hospital right now. And what had happened was she sleepwalked out of her house through the snow and the wind and the rain and everything, walked into her neighbor's house next door, where they found her standing in their living room.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
So
I
they
bet that's-
called an ambulance who got there, took her to the hospital where she finally woke up. Well, she had no wallet, so she had no way to pay for the trip, so we couldn't service her. She had no phone, and because everyone has people on either speed dial or their phone numbers like in the phone, she doesn't know how to contact any of her friends. So she's calling on the hospital phone, and she has no shoes. So she can't walk home. And the hospital doesn't have anything to give her. They can't do anything. And we can't because she can't pay us.
No wallet, no phone, no shoes, no service.
Definitely no service.
You beat me to it.
And she's telling me this entire story, and I'm thinking, that's incredible. How did you manage that? But the entire time, she's super upbeat. She's positive. She's happy. She's, laughing. She's just such an upbeat person, and I feel so sorry for her. But
it sounds like the start of Iron Fist.
Yeah, it does
Walks in
actually.
with no shoes on. It's like I just come out from a snowstorm.
Entire experience, just a miserable experience.
Sleepwalk to the hospital.
She was just so positive. It was very impressive.
I had a guy once order a pizza to his house. I got there, and he wasn't wearing a shirt or pants.
Oh, nice.
He had,
Somehow I
he
feel
had
like that's
tidy
a very
whities.
regular occurrence.
I would hope
Yeah,
they
the-
were tidy.
And then he was just like, "Hey," and I was like, "Well, here you go, man." And like took the change and I left. But
Did he go by the name Heisenberg?
Heisenberg still had a shirt though.
All right, no, that's.
He had no
it's-
trousers at one point.
He did one of my friends who also delivered to this one place had like a different experience where this guy came and he was also like in his underwear, but he was clearly on drugs. And the guy gives him $100. Hold up. He gives him $100 bill, and the guy says, and my coworker says, "Oh, thanks, but I don't have change. We carry change for a 20. That's about it." He's like, "I don't have change for 100," and the guy goes, "Oh, keep it." And then he takes a pizza and goes inside. This guy freaking got like an $87 tip. Essentially on his pizza. That was the best day of his life.
Awesome.
You said that guy was on drugs, right? Or
Well, I mean, like he could smell it, so
he's gonna come out of it later and be like, "Oh no."
Keep it.
no, I mean, like if he sells it like Meso, who knows? Maybe he just has a ton of $100 bills lying around. I've definitely delivered to people who I know sell drugs before, because like here's what happened. I'll give him the pizza and the entire room smells of weed, and the guy comes over, he's like, "Hey, how much I owe you?" And I'm like, "This much," and he pulls out his wallet and he shuffles through like tons of $100 bills,
Tons of bills, yeah.
tons of bills,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Oh, here's a 20," and I'm like, "Oh, sure." Could you spare one of
bills?
those?
No, I need to give you the right bill out of this book of bills.
I did
that's
with-
like a Bible-sized book of notes.
I did think after I left, I was like, "Huh, I could rob him and nothing would happen." What's he gonna do? He's gonna call the police?
About it.
No, he'd call the police. "I'm sorry, sir."
That's what
That's a fair point.
Right, exactly. It would be like, now, I mean, he'd probably come after me and like murder me.
Who's
So
gonna shoot
not a
you?
smart idea. But like, I'm just like, if someone called the police, would you call the police and say, "Hey, I lost all this drug money"? You wouldn't. So
Ironically enough,
No,
I've
he would
actually
just say
heard a
money.
recording where a dude did that before, where he like called the cops saying like, "Hey, my drug money just got stolen," and
Oh.
Well, I mean, both of you could be in the wrong. You could both end up in jail.
I was tending to a customer one time that like pulled out cash that was crumpled up in her bra.
That's
So
not
I was
bad.
like,
Alright,
I was like,
Who else has another work story?
I was like, "Oh, you're
I've got one.
$5 short, man."
What's up,
Please.
Taku?
Okay,
Right,
here
I'm
you
next
go.
in line.
Crumple, crumple.
why would you pick that as where you keep your money though?
Right?
Hey, you never know.
It's like it's pretty.
probably
of
helping you get
emergencies.
like a
It
free
was
game.
so
It's
warm,
like-
I
it's like-
vomited in my mouth.
It's
but
like
okay.
putting like giving a $10 bill up in your armpit. It's like, why would you do that? It's like all that sweat and everything.
All right,
Yeah.
Takuma, what's
I
your
even took a whiff.
So, interesting tangent. I mean, it's hard to pick a favorite terrible customer given that I've had so many stories
Yeah,
after
that's
working
my
at
thing.
Culver's for like 8 or 9 years. Interesting tangent. First time I went to Brick Fair, I was sitting with like Sumiki, his parents, and some of the other people in a McDonald's, not
Sounds
really
awful.
eating anything, just talking, and I'm just telling all these stories about customers, and everyone just keeps busts out laughing. We're getting all kinds of weird looks. One of my favorite stories happened It would have been within the first 4 years of me working there. So it's around like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So it's pretty much dead this time of day. You know, it's between the lunch rush, the dinner rush. I'm the only one in the kitchen. I'm just getting stuff ready for the night rush, making the few orders that come in. We've got a speaker in the kitchen, and the speaker is connected to the drive-through, so they can't hear anything we're saying in the kitchen, but we can hear them. And that way, when someone comes through and starts ordering stuff, we can say, okay, they want this, and we can start making it right away. You know, it gets the order out to them faster, but it's still fresh. So, lady comes to the drive-thru, and my manager, you know, she's got the headset. Says, hey, you know, welcome to Culver's. What can I get for you today? She orders a chili dog. So, okay, I was like, oh, okay. So I get the hot dog, and we grill them like on the grill. We just kind of like slit them down the middle and grill them open face, if you will. I put that on the grill, put the press on it, and I'm just going back to work, you know, doing my thing. The manager comes in. She says, there's a special request for that chili dog. I says, okay. The chili cannot touch the bun.
What?
The
chili
full of chili
cannot
dogs,
touch.
though.
Yeah, like I just kind of look at her and says, I'll put it on the side. Nope, I already suggested that to her. It cannot go on the side. The chili has to go on the chili dog,
What the
but
heck?
it cannot touch the bun.
Dude, that's weird.
So I'm just
How's
like,
that even possible?
so
How do you do that?
I made the stupid
Very
hot dog.
carefully.
And like I said, we split them down the middle lengthwise, right? So I put it in the bun, and I grabbed the ladle. I'm just kind of like inching my way along the hot dog. It's like, okay, I can fit a bean in here, a little bit of beef there, a tiny bit of sauce. Don't get it too close to the ends because it might drip off and then hit the bun. So I do this. There's maybe like a teaspoon of chili on this thing. I put it in that, you know, the little foam box, right? I put it, you know, I put the ticket. Order's ready. The general manager comes along. He picks it up. What's the first thing he does? He grabs the box, and to fit in the bag, he turns it sideways.
Oh, no!
The funny thing is, I don't know how she ever felt about that, because while this was going on, this woman had gotten out of her car, came inside, started yelling at the girl who took her order, one of my managers, telling her that she wasn't paying attention and that she was being rude and wasn't listening to her, which is obviously a lie because she did get the special request and bring it back to me so that I could fulfill it. Just started, you know, so my general manager, he's carrying the bag with her order, and it meets about halfway because she's sitting in the, whatever you want to call it, vestibule. You know, some restaurants have like 2 sets of doors you walk through.
Yeah.
So in between 2 of these sets of doors going up to like the drive-through side. And she's just yelling at my manager for I don't know how long, 10, 15 minutes before my general manager says something. I don't know what he said, but it was like in some way slightly sort of kind of in defense of my coworker. So target switch, she starts laying into this guy now for another like 20 minutes before she finally leaves. And she calls back to complain again later that night 3 different times.
Look at people are serious.
I don't even know what
crazy.
she thought of the
Yeah, how so salty.
People care a lot.
But I'm still just like,
Probably
you
plays
can't
League of
touch the
Legends.
bun? Why? It's like, hey man, can I get a glass of water? Just make sure the glass don't get wet on the inside.
That's one way to look at it. That's...
Freaking, did I give you a freaking chili dog or a salt dog? Jesus.
Yeah.
Can I get a cheeseburger? Hold
And then there's other, you know, there's a million other stories. Like the person
Can I get
asked,
cheeseburger? Hold the cheese. Hold the burger.
exactly.
You
That was
can
the
hold it,
ongoing joke.
I just want the buns.
Then you know you get the people who like,
could
oh,
order
what's the
just
difference
a
between
slice of
double and
cheese.
triple? Or, hey, does the mushroom and Swiss burger have mushrooms on it? I had that before. Hey, do you serve shrimp here? And I say, yeah, we serve anyone, and they just stare at me deadpan because they can't take a joke. I could literally go on and on and on. So someone else start telling.
Yeah,
their story.
Meso, Var, you got any stories?
My stories is I can't think of any that are funny. I've dealt with a billion
I've dealt with
frustrating
really.
customers. They're not really comical. They're
I
people that
okay.
are
I have a story that's not really comical,
and
but
they
kind of
just
shocking.
they just like call us up.
Oh, I
and
just
berate
realized I
us
told the wrong
for, like-
story.
Wait, hold on. Let Flef go first. Flef.
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really a weird story. It's just kind of like, how could you be that stupid? Okay, so basically, it was my last shift, and I think one of the bigger films was coming out for the year. So we were just like, oh, it was Fantastic Beasts. That's what it was. It was a Harry Potter film. Well, okay, so
Just
I'm at the counter giving out tickets. This guy comes over. He's like, "Hey, am I able to use this voucher?" And it's a ticket. It's a free ticket voucher. So I put the ticket voucher in.
Oh, I remember this story.
Oh yeah.
And I type it in. It says it's invalid. So I look at the back, and it's expired by 2 months. And I'm like, "I'm really sorry to say, sir, but your voucher is expired." That's all I said. That's all I said.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm just telling the home truth. Okay, that the voucher did not work, and the guy was like, "Well, with every voucher, there's an expiry date, and you need to use it before that expiry date." And he's like,
that's
"The heck are you talking about?" And I'm like, "I'll show you that." I saw it. I like turned it over. I was like, "It's in small right, and it's a bit dodgy." Like, when it expires, and he's just like, "Get me the manager," and I'm like,
Oh man.
"All right,
Let
you
me,
wanna get
let
the
me talk
manager,
to your
you wanna-"
manager. That's what they always say.
They
You're like,
always
"Alright."
say that. Okay, listen. I have a supervisor job, so I always have to deal with those idiot customers. We're just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you can't help me. Let me talk to a manager. Let me talk to a supervisor." Like,
I was just like,
Wait,
in
they're
a
gonna-
way, I was
Follow-
like, I was.
policy, they're gonna tell you exactly the same
they
thing.
tell
Yeah,
you
I-
exactly the same thing.
It was
Uh,
Where
horrible.
do you think I get my
When
instructions from?
Yeah.
I was kind of like a call taker and a manager at one point, very recently. So they'd call me. I have manager experience. I can act as a manager, or a supervisor rather, but I have to send them on because that's not the shift I'm working.
Nice. That's great.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I was waiting. The thing is that as soon as he said, "Get me the manager," I freaking like I wanted my manager to just tear him a new one. I was like, "You're an idiot, and you deserve to be humiliated in front of all these people."
Okay, people that say
Basically, he came over. The manager came over. He was standing next to me because it was so busy. The managers were out helping as well. And this guy was like, all of a sudden, it just went from 1 to 5 to 100. Like before I know it, he's shouting at the manager across the counter. He's like leaning over the counter, shouting at him. I'm standing between the guy and the manager, just like looking back and forth and going, "Why the hell am I here?" And then I see all the customers looking like over in the corner, and it's just like I'm standing there and I'm just going, "What is happening right now?" And then all of a sudden he's like, "You're scamming everybody! You're scamming everyone! You're a scam! Yeah! Yeah!" And he starts like shouting and making these weird noises. And his wife's just like, "This is unacceptable!" I'm just like, "Just go away."
What in the world?
You're making
that's the thing I never
you
understand.
look
Like,
like
why-
an idiot. You look like
just
that
go
crazy
away.
dude with a sandwich board. You look like the crazy with a sandwich board saying that
Yeah.
the world is ending, the end is nigh. Like, time it's just like it's a freaking
You're
voucher.
You're scammed down.
people say like the customer is always right.
Understand
you know?
why people
No,
want
that
to sit there
customer's
and
not
yell and scream at people? It's just like, listen, if you're that mad and you don't want, you obviously you're not happy with these people. Why are you giving them your money? Just go away.
No, I mean part of it is they want to see if they can get free stuff, and sometimes it does happen.
Oh yeah.
With my man,
Oh,
like sometimes
yeah.
we have given, like my manager's given stuff to people just to shut them up. And so that's, I mean, it's happened
Yeah.
beforehand, and it starts that cycle of reciprocation. But no, I was gonna say, people that say the customer is always right, that's from a production standpoint. People don't know that. Like when they say the customer is always right, they're meaning like what the customer wants. That's what they'll usually buy. The customer is always right. Don't make something they're not gonna buy. That does not mean every person that walks through that door is automatically right and give them what they want. You know, because people
Sure, yeah.
are when you deal in any service, man. I did. Okay, so I have a story. I've told it on the podcast before, so I'll make it real short. But we have this thing called an on-call. So it's at my old job at the apartment complex. I would work nights because my manager, you know, when she started taking over, she pushed everyone towards nights, and then like started doing all that stuff. So I was there at night. And then I took the phone and then went up to my room because when you're done with your shift, you just have the phone on you all night and you just kind of figure it out from there. If anyone calls. I go, to the elevator, go up to my floor, go in my room. The next person comes off the elevator and he walks into this other room and shoots somebody in that room. This is night. I decided to cover for this shift for the guy. Remember this? Yeah, he goes and he freaking shoots. Apparently,
With
like
like
it
an
was
actual gun, not a BB pistol.
No, like an actual gun.
Shoot the guy with a
He
gun.
actually shot the guy.
Gosh.
So like it's a whole deal. It's like a whole dispute between her and her ex-boyfriend, I think, and it was just something that went down. So this girl's come down, she's screaming in hysterics and covered in blood, and like obviously, you know, people scream sometimes for no reason, but she had a really good reason to start screaming. And like they called me and I was like, what's going on? And I come down and like everything, like the police, like, so we call the police. They're coming out, the ambulance is out there, people hear the gunshot. I like help there's actually a news photo on the number one thing. Yeah,
you were on the picture.
The front page. That front page today is me like holding the door open as the paramedics carry out this gunshot victim. And
is he okay? One way to get in the papers.
Exactly. So, and you know, then we had to go.
Do we know if he like died?
No, no, he survived, but he had I think he lost movement in some place or something like that. I think he lost like, or he had to. I don't think he lost completely. I think he had to like recover for a while. But it was just.
That's better than dying.
I knew the doctor who was taking care of him too. Like he was a friend of mine. So the emergency room doctor was the one who he kept me updated. But and then obviously the girl moved out. I can't blame her because I would have immediately moved out the same thing too. She got her contract cut and everything. It was like, and then we had to go outside and talk to the newspapers, and we were like, "Oh, PR stuff."
Do you do one of those? Do you do one of those like crazy moments, like in American news? Like everybody outside of America knows of American news interviews, and we're thinking of Sweet Brown. It's like, what? He walked in here and now I got bronchitis. Anybody got time?
Fluff, I'm sure this is hilarious, but I just don't get your reference. I'm sorry.
Somewhere we laughed. Ain't nobody got time for that. I've heard of that.
Okay.
Time for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's part of the same.
Well, just any like crazy interview with like crazy people just shouting crazy stuff.
But yeah, it's great because like in an interview, you know, they ask you those questions. They'll ask you like, "Oh, what's the toughest situation you ever to deal with at work?" And now I have this great story of me dealing with a gunshot victim. So that's great.
Anybody got any more crazy customer stories? For
I have one more quick one.
Okay.
It's this one.
Oh, I remember one.
I mean, you can go first if you want.
This will be quick. I hope. Basically, I was cleaning the counter and these two kids came out and they were soaking wet and I was just like, why are they wet? So I was like, you two okay? And they like looked at me like really blankly and one went over and said, sorry to bother you, but like someone just like spilt their drink all over us on purpose. And I was like,
oh.
It's always the polite people that are the victims too, right? Like I would expect, I would be mad. Yeah,
like
it's like,
13
right.
years old. And they were like all soaking wet in soda, and I'm just like, oh, I grabbed like a bunch of tissues and like gave them. I was like, I'll be back. Let me just go get my manager because I don't really know how to deal with the situation.
It's like,
I was like, these kids have just been like, someone just chucked a drink at them, and basically like we went to go remove him, but because like he was making such a ruckus, we had to leave him, and then he escaped like while like. There was a walk-in, so no one was keeping an eye on the people leaving, and that really angered me because no one deserves to like freaking get away with that. That angered me. That did. I was just like, oh, you know.
Well, it's always really rude
if I
people
didn't care about my job, I'd
complaints.
go in there myself and pour a drink all over him. I'll pull a whole bloody barrel on him.
It's like it's like it never happens. Like I've never gone and asked to see someone's manager. I've never received service that bad, and I also know what that's like. And I don't like to do it unless, like for me, they would have to do an exceptional job of like screwing up things majorly for me to say, let me talk to your manager. You know,
there is only one time I've ever made a complaint, but I did it later, like online through their online form, not just a, you know, hey, I want to speak to your manager now.
Exactly. I've never like caused a scene or anything, but it's always like I always wonder what it would take for me to do that, and like what it takes for other people to do that. Like other people, like whenever I get complaints,
that line?
Yeah, they're so mad about the smallest thing. They're screaming about whatever. They're screaming about stuff they like. I'm like, listen, I did not. You know, it's like you told me to do this. I did exactly that. And they're like, no, I wanted whatever on this pizza, and it's like, you know, like, it's worse with food.
Food is probably the worst. I feel.
Oh yeah, definitely. People get furious about their food.
My family are so harsh when it comes to food. Like they will get like the chef out, and like so it's really embarrassing actually. Like they get the chef out and be like, "This is disgusting food. I want a refund, or at least I want the food for free." And I'm like, "This is so bad. Like, why don't you just like, you know, like just complain, and then don't come back. Like, it's
It's funny.
Don't go to Pizza Hut.
I've known
just don't
people.
go.
I've known people more mad about their pizza than they were about their apartment, which is crazy. Like
Dude,
people,
I'm so chill about pizza.
it's like people they spend hundreds of dollars a month on this apartment, and like I would get some complaints. Some difficult people were around, but there's only about 2 or 3 of them. But there's so many people mad about their freaking $10
So many
pizza.
pizzas.
Where I'm like, okay, listen, man, it weirds me out. I don't know why you're so upset about this small thing.
Yeah, I never got upset about this, so it's not exactly relevant. But like people talking about pizza stuff, mistakes with pizza. When I was younger, I hated cheese. So when I would order a pizza, I would get cheese pizza. I'd get like pizza with no cheese.
That works.
What?
I think I hate everything about you.
You haven't watched Star Wars, and now you just didn't like.
And their big mistake was like they would put cheese on the pizza, or because it had no cheese, it couldn't cook properly, so it would burn. And like, I just eat it anyway.
Cheese is one of the main ingredients.
No, cheese is one of the main things.
Thankfully,
You're totally right. If you don't have cheese, it won't cook
overcame
properly.
it, and
It's just like
freaking
it's like
piss of
sauce
bread
on bread.
salt on top.
It was like I expect Marissa to be like, yeah. When I was a kid, I just hated breathing. I thought it was the worst, so I just like held my breath and passed out all the time.
Living is pain.
Thanks, Makuta.
All right,
Pretty much.
last.
Anyway.
We got time for like one more customer story.
Okay, this one's quick. So another Culver story. Somebody once drove through the side of the building, not into it, through it.
Wait,
All right.
what?
Okay, so this happened while I was on vacation. I got to come back and help deal with the aftermath. I came back to work. There's a big old hole in the wall. It's just covered up with like a giant particle board and some plastic sheets. And there's just a ring of chairs around this area that's just covered in wood splinters and brick and glass. Some woman came through the drive-thru, ordered
Lady.
herself an ice cream cone.
No chili dogs.
No, this was
Ice cream must not touch the
So-
cone.
No, not quite. But so she orders a cone and she's leaving. And you need to like pull from where the window is to where you can leave the parking lot is like 3/4 of the way around the building. So she goes from the window. She's turning around the end of the building. She's turning. She keeps turning. She doesn't stop when the road straightens out. She keeps turning. She must have just been so into her ice cream cone that she was not paying attention because, bam, she busted right through the side of the building, made a big old hole in it. Busted out tables and chairs and everything.
And people.
Luckily, this, again, was like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, so no one was sitting in those spots.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of people around at
That's
all.
one thing that's really.
Otherwise, that could have been really bad.
You seen that gif where like that tire like bounces off the
Yep.
lamppost
Oh,
and into
and
the
into that
building
dude.
and hits the table and then 3 people.
Basically that.
Listen,
Yeah.
my friend
Tables
Randy.
and splinters.
Coincidentally, my friend Randy's the guy who got the $100 tip. My friend Randy once like crashed his car.
Sounds like a terrible
Sitcom.
Yeah, I know, right? He literally crashed his car into someone's house. Like there's this dude and he's sitting down and he's watching his TV and then freaking like 2 seconds later he's on the floor and he looks up and there's a car in his living room because Randy
Okay, so he didn't just crash
hydroplaned.
into the house. He crashed through the house.
No, he didn't crash through the house. It's like the front of the car was like inside the. He knocked him off. So
That's insane.
that was my friend Randy for you.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy.
That was a great question.
What a guy.
Yeah, thanks for
That
that
was a
question,
great
Prentice. Thanks
That
for
lasted more.
Prentice,
very
you're
welcome.
still up like a lengthy part of this life.
In the town that my like dad lives in, like not only is there like is it one of the few places where there's actually been a shooting in England, but also sorry to be dark, and then there's also
No, you're not.
recently somebody drove into the Tesco's, which is basically a Walmart. This old lady drove into the Tesco's and she
Always be
sadly passed
old
away. And it's just like, what? How does this even happen? Like, you just imagine you're like got your bananas and your yogurts and like your chocolate bars and you're like shopping and you're just walking out and all of a sudden a car just flies into the Tesco's and you're just kind of standing there going,
Well, that happened.
get your finest horse burgers too.
Finest horse burgers. That's a good
The
saying.
best horse burgers ever.
Prentice, thanks so much for donating to our Patreon and being a supporter of our channel. We really appreciate it. And thanks for the question, man.
Good question.
Yeah, that was a really good
Thanks
question.
for donating your money.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the money. I've made your time.
Time to go buy a pizza
All right.
or a chili dog.
Order cheese.
Don't let the
Speaking of-
sauce touch the bread.
Too soon,
Don't let
man.
the sauce
All this
touch the
pizza
dough.
talk has made me hungry, so I'm gonna depart from the live stream and go get some food.
I actually
Oh.
have
I might
to
be
Oh.
back if you're still going.
Really?
How long
You
has
actually
this
are
been
leaving?
going on now?
Yeah,
How?
and a half.
Yeah, it's
It's like
about.
an hour and a half. Get like the second caller in, and then we can probably wrap up.
Yeah, we're gonna
but
we're gonna
yeah,
do that.
I'll see
Master-
you guys later. Thank you all
We'll
for
see
coming
ya.
on. Bye.
See you, Messa.
Siamazu.
Yeah, what nerd.
Well, why are you still here?
Why are you even here?
I like her
She's
being here.
contributed a
You guys
little
are
bit
mean.
since then.
She's here's what she's
Yeah, haven't you
contributed.
heard Purple? It's all the time she's been like,
Purple,
like
you
you
don't have a
doing-
job. You're the only person in the TTV cast right now that does not have a job.
"What's it like being
Get a job.
What's it
TTV,
like being a
obviously.
leech in society?
You don't want it. You don't want a job.
I'm not leeching off of society. I'm leeching off of my
If you're
parents. There's a
talented like
difference.
Purple, you don't want a job.
Do your parents
Is your
not
parents not
contribute
part
to
of
society?
society?
Your parents are not a part of society.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
live on an Easter head island. They're not part of society.
So we are. Let me think. I guess should we go like the most interesting one, or should we do the next person in the line? Which one should we do?
The most interesting person? You mean?
I mean, the most interesting question, or the next
Oh.
person in the line.
What
That's
is
I
the
meant.
most interesting?
Yeah, I don't
Let's
know.
do the most
I don't know
interesting
what's
for only
going
gonna do one
on.
Question.
Do the one question that we can like get through really fast.
Oh, okay. Like,
Well, with this many people, that's not going to happen, I'm afraid.
all right.
okay, faster than normal or fast."
You could.
Okay, I think this one is a pretty
Limited responses.
pretty answerable question. We're gonna go to Bro Peak, who
No,
I think is
no,
supposed to be.
no, don't do that. It's a bad idea.
Just do it.
What?
Kill
Okay.
him.
I
Wow, then.
sure.
Why do you always want to kill people?
I don't know what your deal is, man.
That's LJ
Because
for
that's
you.
how you
Take
get
your
rid
money
of
and run.
problems. With death.
Wow.
What
What?
about like?
Okay,
escape all your
LJ,
problems
we're gonna add you to a
okay.
list now. That's
Wow.
I feel like some other people agree with that ideology that we
I go to,
don't agree with.
I go to like
Yeah.
a special talk therapy session. Would you like to come next time? Because clearly you all know.
Hi, my
I don't
name's
need a
LJ.
shrink.
Take this
Hi,
card.
LJ.
I mean, you say that, and yet you also say stuff like that. So
All right, Bro Peak, you're gonna have
You
to
wanna
leave
die?
and join in order to ask your question.
maybe.
Do you want a pizza? Do you want
Yes.
ice cream?
Obviously,
Yes.
I'm sure his name's supposed to be Bro Peak, but I'm not gonna like.
And ice cream.
I'm not gonna assume his name or anything.
Just as I kill.
Bro Peke.
Bro kick.
Is he around?
PTSD. Yes,
Is he
I
around?
do
Yeah,
suffer
here.
from.
He's
I don't know. I
apparently.
can't think of an acronym in time.
Well,
Let's
Rip
give him
that.
like 5 seconds. 5. All right, done.
Friendly.
Sorry, you missed your chance.
All right,
Oh, yeah, he left.
we'll
I
just
forgot
have someone in
about that.
between. No, I'm
He,
just
he said he was going to. He's yeah. So he's not here. We
Okay,
we
we'll-
literally do
off
need
stream,
to find a
guys.
question.
I'm
We'll
gonna
just
find a
wait.
different question then. We'll do the next one. Wadon has a question for us that we're going to now answer. If he's here. Yeah, he's totally here.
Yeah, he must be here.
Weirder, and you gotta leave and rejoin. He's here. Okay.
Good
you're
day.
on.
Good
Hello.
day.
Hello.
Salutations.
My question to you today is: what are your dream jobs? It can be a job from like fiction as well, like Pokemon and such, Pokemon trainer and such. It can be.
Oh,
You opened the door to fiction, and suddenly I don't know how to answer.
Yeah, fiction's a
Yeah.
hard thing for me. If I had to say fiction, I'd be like, it's my dream job.
I'm gonna stick
Superhero?
to something that like I am working
Really?
toward. That's just voice
Superhero?
acting, professional voice acting.
a
I'd rather keep it real. Yeah.
professional bed tester.
I would
Professional
Lie
breather.
on this bed.
ideally, ultimately, after everything's done, I'd like to be an investor. You know, like I'd like to be.
What do you
someone
mean
who goes around
everything gets done?
invest
Like
in
life?
businesses and stuff. No, I mean like after a while, I
He's
would like
gonna
to do other
die,
things.
become a ghost. He's gonna come back. he's
I
like,
have
"I'm
been
the
I have been
zombie
thinking
in
about
my
doing
life."
like different video content.
As a capitalism.
Well, I really do like what we do now here with TTV. You know, like making content and having your opinions heard and doing all that kind of stuff. I like to do that on like a larger scale, growing this out to like to see where that could go, or just being able to talk about things and have your opinion matter to a lot of people. Well, that's really important. So I'd be like if I did it, I'd be like a Mark Cuban kind of guy, where I'm like going on TV and doing all this kind of stuff and also
Why can't
investing.
you be a Kahi
Shark
kind of
Tank.
person?
Yeah,
Why
I mean,
have-
Can you, for a brief moment,
can
can
be.
you just say that your dream is to become an investor? Real fast.
No,
dream?
I'm not gonna do
Okay,
that.
fine.
We'll move
Well,
on.
I guess people. I was gonna say, well, if you want to make dreams come true, we only need one subscriber, every one of our subscribers, to donate $1, and then dreams can come true. He can become an investor. But that's not your dream. You ruined it.
No, it's not right now.
What is?
I don't-
What did you say?
I don't listen.
Yeah, I'm
We're gonna
very
move on.
Confused.
Fleff, you got a dream job?
Just like to do my kind of art thing that I always wanted to do, but will probably never be as talented enough to do it.
But if you could-
no, if you keep
Way to go
thinking
make
that.
it sad.
Also,
Sad memes.
I would love to make I'd love to like write books as well, like just anything like authory, like with creative writing.
I'm kind of
and
there with you.
drawing and things like I
If
you
I
know what I
knew-
mean, Takuma, because you're very similar. You want to do something creative and world building, make stories. You know what? I want to be part of Blizzard,
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Hey.
like a writer for Blizzard?
something like that. Just like a world
That
build.
would be, okay.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty fun. Like
One day you might be able to make your own game.
I would love to make
You'll
a
just
game.
make every single character Reaper.
I want to make TTV the game, like
Like
an
the one rule
MMO.
of the game.
Fluffy
Purple-
can do the writing for
Yeah,
like the
them-
spin-off
The
Blackwatch
Sims
game.
TTV stuff.
Oh yeah, like a campaign
No,
only. Like
I was thinking more of like just kind of like a freaking life simulator game where it's just, you just walk around and just it's like every Tumblr fan's dream of Overwatch.
right.
Oh gosh.
Purple, you got any dream jobs ahead of you?
Contribute.
I don't know. I just want to do comics and like actually make a living off of it.
That'd be cool.
In comes
I mean-
Patreon.
I want my comics to have tens of thousands of subscribers. Right now I'm at 2, so that's good. 2,000.
Oh, 2000. Okay, that's
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's like there's a little bit of a
I was
difference
like,
between 2
I was
and
like, wow,
2000.
you're very optimistic. I want tens of thousands, but I've got 2, so I'm good.
Actually, that's about you're 1/5
I
that way.
gotta start
Am I
somewhere.
50% of your fan base?
What?
Well, you said 2. I was like, am I 50% of your fan base?
I know. I was like, I subscribe to you. Oh. Var, what about you? You got any dreams?
I actually have a physical copy of her comic in front of me right
I
now.
do too.
I don't know.
I got all
do
the
as
notes she
well.
sent me. She does a
Kinda
I
lot
have
of
it
like,
right here.
Hooray!
I have it right here.
Nice.
I actually
Nice,
kind
I
of
got
feel
it
like I'm
today.
sort of already almost working the
yes,
dream
I
job.
Fire.
Aw, that's
Wait,
Yeah,
I
that is-
I would want TTV to be
Way to shoot for the stars.
good enough to be like my actual job. Honestly,
that'd be nice.
That'd be
That'd be
cool.
really
You know
cool.
what?
I think because-
dude.
Because,
Same.
like honestly, this right now, like what we're doing, and then like if we could
Aw.
just do this and continue to do this, that's the dream.
Make a
Yeah,
living
honestly,
off
I
of
mean,
it.
like,
yeah,
just
actually make a living off of it.
if it just made enough money for me to not focus on anything else, I'd quit everything else immediately. To do
Yeah,
this.
I
would
would, yeah.
quit everything too. Because honestly, like, I've always wanted to be a concept artist, but like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I enjoy art as like a hobby.
It's
And
hard
when I
work
think
though.
When I think of jobs, it's just like jobs suck. There's
Yeah.
a lot of work. It's a lot of like I don't want
Find
drawing
a job
to be
you
a
love
job.
to do, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, but like drawing can become a job pretty quickly for you. If
It
you're, if
can,
that's,
and I mean, but like
Anything creative can.
like basically, essentially, what I'm saying is like the amount of drawing that I do now is enough for me that I don't want to really like invest the time or energy to do more.
right.
You don't have to be pressured
Yeah,
to
it's
keep
not
doing what you
like-
don't
Yeah,
have. the creative
exactly.
juices
I don't want to
flowing.
like, I don't want to put pressure or feel like I have to do more. Like I like doing it as a hobby whenever I want to, but not like
Not
I
having to
have
meet
to.
deadlines
Right,
and
right.
stuff like that. Like,
exactly.
But what if
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
enough to
Yeah,
make a job out of, where you didn't have to do it more than you wanted to?
I mean that's why I would like TTV to be like a thing because like I could do this while also still having my hobby, you know?
I do like the idea
Technically,
of
you're
having
still
your
doing
opinion
your
about it.
hobby. You and I both. We're both
Yeah.
artwork for this project that we're doing right now with G3 and all.
Exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah,
What about
Yeah.
you,
I
speaking
Ingrid?
of actual jobs, I'm actually going to be hopping out now to go to my job.
All right, then you have a
Bye,
dream job.
thank
By the
you,
way, no,
man.
real quick, tell us your
Enjoy
dream job.
day.
What?
Tell us your dream job before you have to go. Real quick.
To basically become a concept artist, realize my ideas into visual media, such as video game characters, movie characters, that sort of thing.
Finn, do you want to do
Story
concept art for my comic?
characters. Sure.
You gotta pay
You
him?
pay me.
I mean, I can pay you, but I have other things I'm paying you for first. So
I'll
you
draw
can
it
finish
for
those.
money.
Yeah, that's
You've
like
got
the
to think of
gist.
the money.
That's the gist of what I would like to do, just to implement my ideas and have them fully realized.
Faux
But
show.
yeah, thanks guys. It's been fun. It's been real. I'll talk
Bye.
to y'all later.
Dude, I love that
See
sign.
ya. All right, Envy.
See ya.
Let's hear from you real quick.
Dream job, what I'm kind of working towards, I guess, would be working on video games and stuff. Originally in high school, I wanted to work on art, and then VAR's talent killed my motivation because it was like, there's no way I'll ever get that good. So now I'm doing like the actual,
Nice job.
like working on the actual software side of it, like learning how to program and stuff like that.
So are you more interested in like design or development? I guess I'm thinking more in web terms than you said video games, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, so I guess still fair question. Would you rather be more working on like the design behind the video game, or like just plugging in the actual code and stuff like that?
Probably the design more than the development. Like, I'm open to like any part of it as long as like it happens.
I'd love to like have that Steve Jobs type position where you work at like at Apple or a similar company, and you hone down their designs. Say this is what we're going to focus on, and then kind of have that play out.
And then you let the smart people actually make your dream real.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like quote unquote smart. Dime a dozen.
that's the thing, right? I don't want to be stuck in like one medium because I've done like media for about 3 years and now I've done art for like another year. Like I'm able to kind of jump
Same.
between. As long as like I get to like hone my skills, I'm able to like do whatever I want to do. Basically, the only thing I can't do is 3D. Like
3D
artwork.
sucks. I took like an
Like,
intro to 3D class one time. Oh my god, it was awful.
And, like it's maths like merged with my favorite thing, and it makes everything so painful and just confusing.
Math merged with
I can
anything
use 3D,
automatically
it's called
makes it
Lego.
awful.
X, you got a dream job, man?
Yeah, dude, I'd be a graphic designer for Lego because some of the Star Wars decals they've done and designs, it's not accurate at all. Plus, I'd make their website not look hideous.
Tell it like it is.
Don't pull your punches.
Yeah.
There you go. Way to go, way to go, man.
So I
Tell it
don't.
how you really think.
I don't blame him.
He
We'll be
has
seeing you.
has one line out of place. Just like
What?
he's altered everything on the sprite, on the sticker.
Right.
Make stickers great again, Trooper.
Dude, I love stickers. It's plain, and then you draw something and you put it on, and whoa, there's detail. Artistic
stickers.
stuff.
Wow, there's detail.
Dude, I love stickers. Exoforce. I'd sit there for like hours. Just I need to perfecto
Like
put all these
EX
stuff on
Exoforce.
there. Bring back
I feel that.
Exoforce and 100
Feel that.
stickers. Do it, Lego.
I feel that. Fill that petition, man. Hey, Loudon, thanks for being a sponsor on our Patreon.
You're welcome.
And for giving me such a
Thanks
great
for
question.
money.
We're able to go through that. Yeah. Thanks for giving us money.
See a word.
Yay.
Thanks for
I'm
the
gonna
money. We're
really
gonna go
think
buy
about that
pizzas.
dream job now. Yeah.
But not Pizza Hut.
I've already had a pizza today. I had pepperoni.
I also had pizza today.
Anyone
I
remember when
also had
pepperonis
pizza
were
today.
thicker and not
You
like
know,
also
this?
didn't.
I had the opposite thing happen. So today,
I need to make another
I think it was
pizza.
earlier today. I went to Blaze Pizza. For those who don't know, Blaze Pizza is this place where you can. I know, right? You pay $8 and you can get whatever topping you want on your pizza. And it's
Whoa,
great.
Can you
It's
get
amazing.
chocolate?
No, you can't get chocolate, unfortunately.
Oh.
So I had a card. I had a coupon for a $3.14 pizza. It was like a thing from Pi Day. They ran out of stuff, so they gave everyone coupons so you can buy it. So I went to the Blaze and I gave him the coupon. And I said, "Hey, can I get this?" And the girl says, "Oh, that expired." I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, it expired like 2 weeks ago." And I was like, "Yes, talk to your manager right now." I can't say. Now I was like, "Oh, well, I wish I'd known that would have come in sooner." He's like, "All right, I'll let you use my discount." I was like, "Why?" Yeah, all employees get a discount, so I'll buy it for you, and then you'll get a discount. So I paid like $4 for this $8 pizza, and this girl was super nice. wanted me to get a
That
little
is
cheap pizza,
awesome.
and it's good. It's good pizza.
Did you ask her out?
Did you get her
I
number?
I did not. I felt that'd be a little too forward. She's already giving me a discount on pizza. The next time I go, maybe I'll ask for her number.
Did I ever tell you the
Were
time
you wearing
I
your
went
suit?
to-
No, I was wearing.
No.
I was wearing
Well, then, yeah,
like
you
my
shouldn't have asked her.
professional.
Should have been wearing the suit, man.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go back and
you, like-
with the suit.
Did I ever tell you
Oh,
the
I
time
own my own
like,
YouTube channel.
I
Don't you
freaking
know?
like I went to this like weird eating restaurant and like this person like wrote their number on the receipt.
Wow.
I just threw it away. And then
Wow.
the thing is that I read it like didn't really
I also
Wait.
read it.
and then I sat there and I was like, yeah, this is a weird number on my receipt and it was just like, oh.
Wait a
Throw it away
second.
where they can see you.
So you would
Wait a
say
minute.
that's not the way to ask you out is by writing
No.
their numbers on receipts. Okay, all right. Men take note.
Oh,
What?
I just realized what. Oh. Ah.
Yeah.
I get it.
That was me. That was me. I was just like, what? That was so weird. Oh, okay.
Did
Well-
you throw it away like when they were watching, or
No,
You got
like I
one.
mean, like I walked outside the store. Like I don't need my receipt, so I just threw it away.
dude? What if they saw you do
Ice
that
cold.
and just had an awful week
Well,
after
I
that?
mean,
It's like,
Well, I mean,
Why
like
do
she.
you throw that on
Yeah.
me?
It's not like
What's
having a
the-
bad week
I didn't-
makes it like people, you know,
It's like that moment where
indebted
like you're
to take you
looking
out.
at yourself in the bus like window, and it looks like you're looking at someone outside, like with the deepest and most loving look ever, but
you're
really
just
you're just
staring into
looking at
space.
yourself. I love that advert where it's like about I don't know, it's like about some menial rubbish thing, but it's like woman looking out, and this guy looks at her and smiles back at her, but she's just looking at herself in the window of the bus.
To the window.
All right,
Whoa.
I think that's a good point to wrap up as any. So we're going to take our leave here.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna
I was waiting for it to low, Bart. Sorry. We'll see you guys next month for our Patreon live stream. Again, please subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/TTV channel to be a part of our live stream audience, to be able to call in, and to just have a good time with the people in the chat here. So we are going to see you guys again next month. And you can check us out on youtube.com/TTV channel for all this general YouTube stuff. See you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
Enjoy your meal.
now,
Peace.
wait until he says it's ended.